Yeah, I was completely surprised when they I guess it was the last thing to do. Well, it was like 80 something, so I was just fans. I had just let you know the vintage category was. Yeah. She's like, well, we don't have specific. So, you know, but I mean, obviously, yeah. Probably that's probably 60s, 70s, 80s, I guess. I know your name. Yeah, I was because I saw those. I would have thought too. Yes. Yes. Thank you for hosting.
All right.
All right, we're going to slowly get started. Keith has got your registration card, so we're probably just going to do it elementary school style. Raise your hand, pass them out, so they're not all lined up together.
What's the name?
Rell.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so as he walks around, get your registration card. I think the way we're going to do people's choice voting is we'll have wristbands here at the front. Each person's going to get one wristband. Write in Sharpie the number that you're voting for, and then we'll place it in the yellow box up here. Cards will be placed. Here's dashboard windshield.
Just write 49.
And that's by 2 o'clock, Alan? 2-ish, by 2-ish, you know, nothing pressing. Do enjoy the day. But intro, thank you all for coming out today. I'm Donald Northam. I'm adjunct for Virginia SAABs. So if that's how you saw the registration, it's me.
You got 2, right?
Alan, quiet warrior in the back. He's normally running the emails, and he's put a lot of this stuff together. Keith is going to hand you cards today, owner of Beryl Green. We've been brothers in SAABs for about 10 years. He's a true diehard. Every car that you saw starting to row out here is one of his. He's got 5 on property today.
I like junk.
We've enjoyed Dominion the past years, but they've essentially they have this massive car show going on today. They normally have track events that are really loud. It's made it very difficult to host this kind of event there anymore. We'll look into possibly doing some parade laps next year if it coincides with one of their club days. We can normally get on track during their lunch period, you know, if there's interest. But I felt like we just need to get back to our roots, and so knowing that Keith had this facility and was willing to offer it up, you know, it's private, closed. We're amongst the cars now rather than being disjointed between a facility and a gravel parking lot. So our panel today, we have Mark Welker. He's with the National Club. He's come all the way from Atlanta, so. JT, you're still out of Pittsburgh? You came from Pittsburgh? We got JT here from Pittsburgh. Matthew.
Got asked last name. No, I'm from Maryland SAAB Group.
Yeah, he's from Maryland SAAB Group, you know. A great group of guys that coincide with us, and he spearheaded a lot of more frequent events, cars and coffees and stuff like that in the DC and Maryland area. So grateful he's come out. Yeah. Videographer?
Yep. Rell.
You're from
Maryland SAAB Group.
Maryland SAAB Group? Awesome. And Andrew is, you got a presentation? I guess so. appreciate all these guys. You know, it's just trying to keep it casual. We try to represent a little bit of every era. If you have specific questions, we're just gonna kind of leave the floor open, how they want to discuss. Keith, is there anything you wanted to say about Whole Greens? Facility, I guess I'll say facility-wise, we have one interior bathroom, but there's really nice facilities outside the big green building.
The green box, the trailer.
The green box, unassuming, but really nice bathrooms in there, running water.
Yes.
Is the standalone one open as well?
One side is. One side's broken.
One side is the little white building just across from it.
But no, just real quick, appreciate everybody coming and being open to us hosting here, considering what we are. So we appreciate that. Like Donald said, I've been, I've driven SAAB since I was 19, I'm 37. So Donald was the first person I met in the SAAB community, and he's been like my SAAB boo for forever now, good guy. So I'm grateful that he was open to having it here. And Whole Greens, real quick, it's just for the stoners who care, to make it simple. I did not live this lifestyle my whole life. I was a very big drinker. Cannabis saved my life 5 years ago when I had an injury, and I was placed on pain pills forever. So here we are now. We also have a nonprofit called Healing Seat. That's what's on your card. That is a registered 501c3 that we actually provide medical cannabis free of charge for cancer patients.
That's awesome.
So we're not just a bunch of stoners hanging out smoking. But yeah. So we'll have music out back. Food truck will be here at 11. It'll be out front, and you can get to that through the corner up here. There's a gate. We'll have music outside and all that good stuff, and really that's it.
Yeah. A few other clericals, if you have cards, trying to just consolidate them on the stage. This afternoon we'll have cards and Sharpies out there.
And I can put tables out there too.
Yeah, get some tables. Just put your phone number, give me a price. Yeah. You'll mingle amongst people that have stuff for sale today, I'm sure. Yeah, I think that's it for right now. I'm sure I'll think of something else. But yeah, I'll turn it over to whoever wants to speak first.
Oh, I see. You put me up first, right? All
We're
right.
most organized.
I see how it goes.
That's why I'm on this end.
Your first mistake was thinking I was organized, because I put this together like last night. And you'll see why I don't have a lot of time anymore. But it's not very polished, but I thought maybe I could try to share a little bit of story about my car up front. Maybe you guys have seen it around, but it's been an absolute blast to drive the last 10 years. I didn't realize, actually, I've had it for 10 years. It's kind of, I guess time flies when you're having fun. So looking back 10 years, I think I'm going to get you guys a little taste of what I've gone through and where it came from, and how I've also changed throughout. Before I get started, I want to bring out this one specific line from the 1987 900 SAAB Owners Manual. It states that the policy at SAAB Scania is one of continual improvement. We retain the right to incorporate modifications and alter specifications during production without prior notice. That's what just SAAB Scania, right? I thought that was kind of interesting. So this will be the story of my special car. Why special me? It's the story of the friends and family along the way, not necessarily really about what I did to the car, what shifter I put in, what engine modification. This is more about the friends and family and the memories I've made along the way. And it's also, yes, incorporating modifications over the years with an engine bay, within myself, often without prior notice.
That's what.
All right, so if you've got to continuous improve, that means you have to start somewhere. And so the journey of my car out front starts here. This is me when I was driving back home and I'm broken down somewhere in Michigan City, Illinois. That's in 2015 with a blown water pump. What you can't see here behind the camera is at the
time is my girlfriend. She's glaring at me. She is very angry. I brought her along. She was my backup car. I dragged her out all the way out to Milwaukee, and I was dragging her back to Detroit when I broke down, and she is just furious at me for buying this hunk of metal that doesn't work. It couldn't even make it back home. So it's pretty easy to continuously improve when you're at rock bottom from there. I'll say that my personal SAAB journey, maybe this resonates with some of you guys, maybe it doesn't, but my personal one starts from way back. I dug this out of our photo album. Dad, I'm sorry, I'm going to embarrass you for a second. That's my dad.
It was an 88, Andrew.
Oh my gosh. I told you I did this last night, like, you know, half of my sleep. It's a 1988 900S. And I came home from the hospital one of these. And so I'm pretty sure I grew up with the smell, the feel, like everyone knows what that 900 smells like. But that's what I grew up smelling. It's probably cancer, but it smells great, right? And that's what I grew up with. And so I just want to say my first car is not a 900 at all. It only had like, I think, 1 toddler power, not even 1 horsepower. So yeah, I kind of wish I had something like this. My entire childhood, growing up, I really, really wanted one of these cars. But unfortunately, the one we had rusted out. We gave it away. I think did we scrap it or did we sell it? Who knows? It's in Valhalla now, but I love that car, and I've always wanted one since. And so, around 2013, 15, I was employed by Chrysler. I got my first paychecks. So that taste of money meant I could do something with it. And I found this really, really great potential car. Someone referred me to a nice gentleman who had one for sale. And this was in April 2015. And so what I read was it had good paint, the interior condition was pretty good. You know, it was Beryl Green. I wanted gray, I wanted black, I was boring. Green was an interesting choice, but it really grew on me. And so this is the dumbest decision I probably made, but the best decision I ever made. Living paycheck to paycheck, I drained my entire bank account. I was down to about $90 to my name, and I drove out to Milwaukee to buy this car. Again, I dragged my girlfriend with me. And I'd say 10 years now after, she's finally forgiven me for stranding her by the side of that road, because she's still with me today. So I picked up this car, I drove it home back to Detroit, Michigan. There's an interesting, I don't really know much about the history of this car, actually.
Hey, Amber,
yes.
are you a Detroiter?
I was a Detroiter.
Yeah.
I worked for Chrysler for 4 years there.
You worked for
Metro
Chrysler?
area. Yes.
Where'd you live?
In Rochester, Michigan. Why
I
is
grew
that?
up in Southfield.
Hey.
Hey, good luck with it.
Is your girlfriend your wife now? I heard. After putting up with that.
Absolutely. So, a little bit about the car. From what I can tell with some of the paperwork and some of the investigators could do, it was in Alaska in 1992. It went to Colorado in 1993, where it stayed for most of its life. Went to New Mexico in 2010, where then it was transferred over to Mr. Bedorowski, who had it stored in an aircraft hangar in Milwaukee. I would like to know more about this car, so if you guys have a way to look up VIN history, or you know the previous owners, I do want to know more about it. Because, you know, as I was cleaning the car, I would notice these things like, someone has put some good work in this car. Someone's changed out the seats. Someone's, you know, gone behind the dash and done some repairs back here. So there's some love and there's some care behind here that I just picked up. I got really lucky with. There were also some other weird things I found. Like, there's this odometer reading that says 678,000 miles in 2009. I don't think this is a 678,000 mile car. It looks great, but not 678,000 miles great. Like, so probably a broken odometer. Anyways, it's got a mysterious past. Yeah, this was a turning point for me. This car was great. I was driving it. I was enjoying it. Again, paycheck, did not have a lot of money, but I was so struck by the car when I saw it. I just, yes, I'll take it, right? My advice is don't forget to check the rest of the car, or in my case, the rust of the car, because the floorboards are rotted out. And I like doing my own work, but this really did make me, I was torn. This car had a little bit of rust underneath. Do I sell it? Do I try to repair it myself? Am I gonna just drive it until it dies? I had to make a decision at this point, and I literally lost a lot of sleep over this one because I love the car. I think at that point I was smitten by it. And judging by the fact it's outside today, I did decide to go ahead and fix it. I have a question for you guys. What does SAAB stand for? What's the acronym?
Something an asshole buys.
That's actually pretty good. I like that one. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were, okay. Something always about broke.
Sob story.
Svenska aeroplane, aktiva bolaget.
That's a correct answer. That's right. You got it. My acronym for is something is always annoyingly broken. And that's definitely the case with this car. It was good bones, but there was always a lot of things, gremlins in there. And throughout the 10 years, I've spent hundreds, I wouldn't even imagine, it's probably close, maybe 600, 700 hours on this car. As much as I could, I spent doing my own work on this car. Probably because I was poor. I didn't have a lot of money. But what I did at the time when I was starting out was I tried to use each chance that I could when there was a problem. I tried to turn it into an opportunity and a way to learn a new skill. Do my own suspension work, do my own electrical work, research, what's the best way to repair this, what have you guys done? I've used the community resources like legend for every single repair job I've done in this car. When I was in Michigan, I did most of the work myself, and had a lot of friends who helped me along the way to help put the car back together. They had skills I did not have, and so I learned what I did from them. I learned from their examples, their vehicles, and the car outside today mostly formed its shape in Michigan. That's where I put a lot of these, you can see the rear headlights there, new carpeting, I've put shifters in, suspension work myself, the wheels. This is where the majority of the car came together and which way it looks like today. But continuous improvement, right? That's what SAAB said. So I'm never always done with this car. There's always something else to do. Speaking of something always to do, I'd say that it's fun to also share your car once you have it to a good place. I got to a point where I felt like, okay, I think I can take this car out now. I think it's presentable. Let me go ahead and join up with some clubs to see what's out there. And so this is when I went to my first true car shows, I'd say, with the community. I've been to a couple at college and stuff, but I really enjoyed my time with the Detroit and the Michigan SAAB clubs, with Michigan SAAB clubs. Driving out with them to see the Hall of Michigan, going to IKEA. Everyone's gone to IKEA, their SAAB, so admit it, right? Everyone's done it. Enjoy your Swedish meatballs there. It was really fun. And not only did I just attend the meets, I helped organize them. It was really fun to bring other groups together. Some Volvo truck showed up at one of our meets. I don't really understand how, but it was really fun. This is where I think the magic happens. It's bringing people together, bringing the cars together. The car is just a way to get there. Really, it's the fun and the joy that you guys get playing together with the cars and sharing your guys' experience with them. I'd say that I really love that car. I'd say what's better than one Beryl Green SPG is two Beryl Greens SPG. Here's an amazing story I'll share. I was driving in Birmingham, Michigan, so you may remember exactly where that is. And I was coming back from the grocery store. I think I had like a whole bunch of stuff in the trunk. And when I was driving down one of the main streets, I just see this flash of green on the side of the road. And I was like, well, what was that? So I literally turn around and come back. The driver was like, is that my car? No, I'm in my car. Who's that car? And it was another Beryl Green SPG. And by this point I knew they only made 109 of these in the world. So what are the chances of another Beryl Green SPG just sitting there on the side of the road? And so, like any reasonable person would do, I decided to stop them. I pulled my car up next to them. I parked right there. There was an open spot in a busy street. I just parked right in the spot, and I waited there for about 45 minutes.
You're stalking them now.
That's what he said.
Right? And it was exactly like my car. He had the same louvers. He had a bike rack on. I could tell like he was from Vermont. He had some cool stickers. I was really stalking this guy. And he walked out of the store. And immediately his jaw dropped. And from that point on, I made another friend for life, who I still talk with today. Even though I'm not in Michigan anymore, we still talk. We hit it off immediately. Both of you. I don't think he has a car anymore, but we still talk. And out of that meet, just the fact that it's just a random meet, we formed another car group up there, just for anybody. And we had Cars and Coffee, which is one of those shops nearby. We got the shop sponsor us, and we just chatted. And we just had a lot of fun there. A lot of really cool cars. Detroit's full of awesome cars, awesome people. Not just SAABs, totally different, walks of life, totally different philosophies on cars. And it really grew what I thought, a car club could be and what a car club should be. Here's a picture of two people that just decided to get in our cars. Now, I think I know this guy, I don't know this guy. But they just decided to get in and just chat, It was just really fun to see and experience those memories. So if you see another car, it doesn't have to be just like yours. There's another SAAB, just chat, see. He wasn't on Facebook, he wasn't on any of the clubs. I brought him into the SAAB group just to try and, strike a conversation. And you never know who you're going to meet. You never know what other friends you're going to find. So, speaking of car shows there. So now, this is where I think again, another turning point in my life. I don't think I really realized how special my car was until I went to my first South Dakota event. This was 2017. When I went to the show for the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many SAABs here. This is the most I've ever seen in one location ever. And I was overwhelmed. I became even more overwhelmed when I actually won the People's Choice Award. And so I'm really proud of this. I had the plaque still saved. And I was able to, no, my wife did not want that photos. I started seeing these shows, and SOC won People's Choice. I realized this is a really special car. This is one I really got to preserve and keep it, intact, really keep it special. It means a lot to me now. It meant a lot to me, going all this far, putting all this work into it. But this is the first time I really realized that other people also thought this car was special. It's not just me, it's just not my experiences, it's other people as well. All right, I'm gonna ask you again, what's better than 2 Beryl Green SPGs? 3 Beryl Green SPGs. These two photos of them were taken by Cindy Cummings, who's an amazing photographer, so photo credit to her. But again, I want to emphasize it's about meeting other people. This is the Anderson Museum up in Boston. I went to a huge party up there and got to meet, again, amazing people who had their cars, similar cars, totally different stories, totally different backgrounds. I got to meet some of my friends. By this point, I was in Baltimore, and so I met my friends, some of them who flew from Michigan, just to come to this event. So we met with old friends, old times. We took our photos together, the cars, and that's when I see these photos. I think that's a damn good looking car. But two, I remember, spending those awesome fun nights in the hotel with them, having amazing conversations with them, seeing all these other amazing cars, seeing 3 Beryl Greens next to each other. What are the chances of that? I mean, right? I remember these memories. These are amazing memories. Seeing friends, seeing family in Boston. Yeah. This particular trip, though, had way more importance than any of these other things combined. And this is a very personal story. This is my uncle, Uncle Jin, and I saw him right before that show. He's in Boston, so I stayed with him. And when I pulled up with this car, I asked, hey, can I park it here? He's like, no, yeah. But first, you need to show me this car. And so for about 45 minutes the first day, he and I just looked over every single inch of this car. And he had an old Volkswagen that was sitting there that was a Bug, sorry. That was, he was working on here and there, but he really wanted to know everything about this car. And I didn't expect him to do that. I really thought, I'm sure he was a really car guy. He wanted to know everything. And I thought it was boring, and nope, he went through every single inch. 1 month after this, when I drove back home, I got news that he had passed away, unfortunately. And so this car adds yet another meaning to it. There's a lot of memories, there's a lot of sentimental memories with this one. It's the last photo I ever took with my uncle. And I wish I got one with the car with him, but just knowing the fact that he spent that time, just look at something that he knew was special to me, take all that time was really special as a memory. So now this car has a lot of meaning to me, for many more ways than just one. All right. Now, this car, I think, has taken quite a journey. It looks great, it drives great, it handles great. I did want to add my own touch to these things, and so now I'm looking at quality of life improvements for this car. I was not a very good electrical engineering college. I'm a systems engineer, I'm a manufacturing engineer. I did not do well in electronics. And so, but you know what could make you do well is forcing yourself to learn how a dashboard works on a 900. Because these things are, I don't know how they built them, I don't know how they designed them, but they're a mess. So I retaught myself electronics just so I could do quality of life improvements like the LED upgrade to my car. If you Google LED conversion for 900s, you'll find the guide out there. I wrote a guide so that, you know, the knowledge that I learned from you guys throughout the years, helping me build this car, put this car together, I can give back and try to see if others want to do the same thing. You can do this too with those guys. With what I learned, you guys can learn as well. And I think that's really the magic about this community is what you guys can put together, what we put together ourselves. We share it. There's not that many of our cars left, let's face it. And so I think improving every day, that continuous improvement to make them better machines, better than yesterday, is important to us all. So take a look at the guide if you want to. We can chat about it outside if you'd like, but this is like my own personal spin to this car. I'd say that you're asking about my wife, right? So there, like I said, there's the love of my life, and then there's also Gina. We were having so much fun at our wedding. Like, it was just amazing we had all these plans to like take the car around the circle. I take a photo with, you know, me holding her and, right by the car, but we totally forgot. And, you know, being a SAAB nut as much as I was, I cannot believe I forgot. But I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world because that day was really, really special to us. And we realized as we were packing up that, oh my gosh, we forgot to take a photo of this car. We should go take a photo now, right? And this is in the lot, empty parking lot where there's nobody left. And that was our photo with Beryl. And to me, this just represents just as much fun. You know, just like with my uncle, just like with my wife. Right? She's actually smiling this way with this car for once, right? Instead of being stuck on the side of the road. And I think she knows now it has a lot of meaning for me. This car has a lot of meaning for us now. So much so that, okay, I guess she's smiling somewhat at this one. She even went along with me to the Digiorgio SAAB Museum when we did our honeymoon in Sweden and Norway. She even took a bunch of these photos, so. All right. So to wrap this up, it's kind of interesting. Like I sometimes see my car like photos and like random like places on there, which is kind of interesting. And this is a one in a million shot. I feel like there's two rainbows in there, by the way, right? Not just one Beryl Green, but two Beryl Green, three Beryl Green, two rainbows. There's something special about this car. I don't know what it is, but I really enjoy driving it. I enjoy seeing what other people enjoy it. So. Get a chance outside, take a look at it. If there's anything I can help you with, I would love to give you some hints, or we can talk about the car. But it's important to drive the car. It's important to actually take it out, have others see it, share that experience with others. And I guess speaking of sharing, I should probably say that yeah, I got another passenger for this car now. I took that photo this morning. In there, my wife made our baby announcement with that onesie. It says SAAB 900 Turbo. She's got the right model. It's an SVG with the cladding. She picked the right one. She's come a long way. So I just want to say thank you to everyone for being an amazing community, for building all these memories. These are things I'm going to take with me for the rest of my life and the car as well. So thank you so much.
That's a fantastic way to start. Alan asked me to offer a few comments and kind of bridge to our next section. I'm Franklin Daniels. I'm no one special. Oh, thank you. And I'm a lousy host apparently too. My wife and I and our currently 3 SAABs live in Charlottesville. I've driven SAABs since 1998, and I too brought my daughter home from the hospital when she was born in I think it was a 9000 or CSE Turbo or something long time ago. She's 25 now. So anyway, I've been doing whatever in the SAAB world, whatever Alan Holmes or Don have asked me to do now for the last several years. Clubs like this, as you've heard clearly, are about the people and about the time very well spent. Beautiful car stories like yours. That's amazing. And yes, I've seen you on the internet. I was Googling parts for my 92 SCNA Green, not Beryl Green, SCNA Green, not under turbo hatch, and that rainbow picture popped up. So now I've met the guy who has that car. But we are delighted to now pivot to this all-star panel. Big treat to have Mark here, guys. He's on the national board. He came from Georgia. You heard that earlier, but that tells you the kind of loyalty this amazing brand has. Mr. Sprouse is here to offer some comments and to kind of guide the panel along. And I presume, panel, you're ready to talk about everything from marketing to finding parts to how many SAABs you have to where the boneyards are and all those kinds of things. When I asked our speaker and host if there anything specific he wanted me to mention, he said no. But it's pretty obvious that he has been a part of the SAAB family at a high level now for decades. A couple of 9.7s you're still running, which is wonderful. And I think you're best known from folks who know you, even though you're too modest, for having been a strong presence at Carlisle now for a whole lot of years. So that experience each year sure pulls a lot of us together to keep this brand and our cars going. So Al and I have we snuck outside. We're planning a small event. Well, it's not small if you won't come. We're going to do a gathering September the 13th, the second Saturday, at my little house in Charlottesville. It's on the Barnersville side on a great little stretch called Stony Point. We've got a couple of you all been there. We've got a couple of acres and lots of room to park very attractive cars. And we'll set up something there. We'll have us meet for coffee and donuts and breakfast at our property, and then maybe do a driving day through a lunch with stops at a couple of really fabulous wineries around our area. Some of you may know that in Charlottesville, the Monticello wine region is now an area of real note across the nation. Even if you like great wine, we now have it in Charlottesville. So we'll be delighted. Mark your calendars, please, to come back and join us then. You'll hear from Alan, no doubt, with those details. With my wife, Kate, and I'll be delighted to have you. Mr. Sprouse, the room is yours. Thank you for making the trip again, and give this panel hell, folks.
I didn't travel as far as these guys, but I did travel a little ways. Just to give you a heads up, as he mentioned, SAAB Carlisle's coming up May 7th, 16th, and 17th in Carlisle, Pennsylvania at the venue, Fairgrounds. This will be my 25th of 26 years. I missed 1 year because of COVID. A lot of people miss lots of things that year. Come and enjoy yourself. You've got till early registration till Monday. That way Carlisle will mail your registration to you, so you just come through the gate and don't have to stop. After that, you'll have to stop at the station and get it in yourself. All right, we've already done Andrew. We'll start with
Yep, Rell Purnell.
Rell Purnell.
Should I go there his name?
Sure, if you want to go back there, you can stand up in the chair, whichever way you want to do it.
Hands on the table.
Stand it. So my name is Rell Purnell. I go by the name of Carshow Rell, Carshow Rell Studios on YouTube. First I would like to thank, I don't make the dog like that.
She's your biggest fan.
But I wanted to say big thanks to Alan for reaching out to me to not only be a part of the videography, of this event, but to talk on this panel with a bunch of notable gentlemen that's been here, that's been in the SAAB community for quite a while. My car, I just bought it probably about 4 years ago, so I'm fairly new to the SAAB community. However, always loved SAABs. Growing up in the 80s, just seeing them pass by. I have one I used to walk by every day, same color as mine, walking to elementary school. So we kind of fast forward, bridge the gap. A little bit of background on myself. Again, always was a car lover. For my uncle back in the late 80s. He had a 88 or 89 Jetta. And I used to ride in the back of that thing and just couldn't wait till I got older to buy my first car. And once I joined the military and been able to make a stable income, full-fledged into the car. Dealing with all types of vehicles. Cars with big wheels back in the day, luxury cars from Mercedes, to even now Bentleys. My company that I'm the president of in the Northern Virginia and Washington, D.C. area, we rent out chauffeured luxury cars. Sort of like a limousine company, to VIPs that travel in between the regions, from weddings to proms, birthdays, anything you name it. Suburbans, Cadillacs, all the business. So I'm one of those type of guys that in all type of worlds. The exotic car world, the SAAB community, the old school community, luxury car community, and I, back in 2020, during the pandemic, decided to jump on YouTube and to showcase my expertise. I noticed that the people who I was watching weren't bridging the gap between high-end luxury cars to just your car culture cars that you will actually build. You can't really build a Bentley. You can't really build a Ferrari or anything. Well, you can, but it's going to cost you a Volvo. But I decided that since I have access to all those cultures, let me come inside and show my expertise, but also film people of those different communities, and they're all the same. They're all the same as each one of us. So I'm here to again film the event. If anybody want to talk to me and get up on it, that wants to showcase their car on the channel, want to interview, I got Mark, got JT, I got a lot of guys that I already filmed from the previous events on the channel. So if you'd like to get on the channel, feel free to let me know. And also my wife, she's here assisting me also. So if you can't get to me, you can get to her. And that's going to be me in a nutshell.
Thank you, Beryl.
I got a question for y'all. How many of you can tell a SAAB by the sound? Yeah, it's got a unique sound nobody else's car has. But that's something that makes your head turn. What? She said, there's another one my color.
Yeah. You can really hear that Beryl Green, yeah.
And where I live, even seeing another SAAB is rare. I'm over in the valley, and there's no. I have the most SAABs in the valley, I think. Not all of them on the road, but most of them are works in progress. That's all there. Mark?
Matt.
Matt.
I'm going to stay seated, I don't know, because, so my name is Matt. I have a jet black metallic, also known, if you keep it polished, as purple. Basically, new Gen 9.5. I bought it in 2021 because I've lived in Washington, D.C. for the last 18 years. And during COVID, I kind of got tired of spending my life walking back and forth between two different metro stations and decided that if I didn't get a car, I was going to completely lose my mind. Because I didn't own a car between that whole time in DC, just used public transit. Bought my 9.5, which I found the used lot in Virginia. It was in very rough shape when I bought it, cosmetically, but mechanically it was looking pretty good. And I got it home, and for several months, the only thing I could think about was how badly I wanted it to look like new. So I did that and spent, the money that it costs to do that. And apparently people like it. I went to Carlisle I didn't go to Carlisle the first year I bought it because I had just bought it and didn't know yet, but I came in third 2 years in Carlisle for the car, which is pretty good considering it's not an Aero. And then last year, the previous winners backed out, so they asked me to be one of the 10 cars because it was the 9.5 kind of anniversary. I am very active with Maryland SAAB Group. We are kind of like an informal club. And what we have been trying to do is we do a few like group-specific events every year where we try to get people together and get people to be involved and meet each other. But what we really try to do is get SAABs out into the very active car culture of Baltimore, DC, Northern Virginia, the rest of Maryland. You will see me at Great Falls or Mikey and Mel's or Hunt Valley most weekends. We're really trying to just get SAABs and folks out there. Last year we bought out the charity row at Mikey and Mel's and double the minimum donation required to do that. Mikey and Mel's is a really big regional meet in Laurel, Maryland. If you're not familiar with it, it's every month. Oh yeah, obviously one of the bigger things. I also moderate a SAAB Discord. Raise your hand if you know what Discord is. Anybody? Yeah, a few people. Okay, actually that's more than I thought. So it's discord.gg/SAAB. I don't know why the invite wasn't working for JT, but it should be working. Discord is like a online chat program, and we are a international community of almost 800 people, where you can join the Discord, and it is all SAAB talk all day. We've got channels for photos. We do a monthly banner. We do an annual calendar. The calendar is in Finnish because the guy who puts it together, one of the other moderators, is a Finn. He's got a 900 and an OG 900 and a new Gen 9.3 or an OG 9.3, excuse me. We've got maintenance channels, so there's always people who are asking for help on their cars. There are always people who are answering questions about how to get help on their cars. People will post about their longer-term projects. We've got an electronics channel where people talk lately mostly about electronics for their 9.7, one guy, and then some kid who doesn't even own a SAAB but really wants a SAAB, who is desperate to get the turn-by-turn OnStar navigation working on his Chevy Sonic. Which, who knows why you would want to do that, but you know, it's a good time. Yeah, so that's one of the big things that I've been doing in the community. Alan didn't even know that, I think, when he asked me if I wanted to be on this panel. But yeah, that's my main thing. And then also, I know you all are Virginia people. Katie's Cars and Coffee in Great Falls. I don't almost ever see SAABs there. I really want to see you guys there. You do have to get up at like the crack of dawn because it's a 6 to 9 show. But just saying, I would love to see more SAABs there. And Katie's is, in my opinion, the best Cars and Coffee in the region by a pretty big margin. So.
You must be sleeping in. I've been there a couple mornings. I haven't seen you.
I have not. I have had stuff to do like on most Saturdays, but yes, you will see me there. I would have been there today if not for this. So,
what time do you have to show up to actually get your car in?
I would, if you can't get there, no. If you can't get there by like 6:30, I wouldn't bother.
Oh my God.
But if you come during, if you come in like the fall, or you come in like the off season because it's a year-round show, like 7. I mean. But yeah, it gets on like a really nice day. It'll be really packed, but like I saw Wayne Carini there. There are a lot of like there are big names there. You will see like all kinds of really nice stuff there. And a guy who I've never seen at a meet who always has a 900 there that has like 9,000 seats swapped in, and it's really cool.
Thank you, Matthew.
Yeah.
JT Smith. Want to speak a little bit?
Yeah.
Stand up.
Yeah, I'll stand. Some of you guys already know me. I was here last year. I'm JT, and I talked about my car. So this year, I'm not going to really talk about it too much, but it's the colorful one out there. It stands out. My personality is me. But since I've been here from last year, now I'm a part of the national board. I'm a board member now. And I'm a part of the local club, part of the board membership for the South Club of North America. So I wanted to talk about that, and basically I want to thank Alan for inviting me out here for this, because your local club actually was part of the reason why I kind of wanted to do local stuff, because you guys seem like your community is very strong here, and the Virginia area. And Corey Stankhouse, he's one of the board members too, but he's the actual leader for the local clubs for the SAAB Club in North America. He's going to be putting together we're going to be putting together a pamphlet for you guys for like a lot of the local clubs so that they can have like a starting point of like stuff to do or like where you can go for contacts for certain things like that. But we're going to have that out here shortly. And then another thing that we were trying to get going is on the Nines magazines that for a lot of the local clubs, a lot of people don't know where to go for like a lot of local events. We're trying to get a spot in the Nines where you can send in your events that are coming up so that they can be out on the Nines so that people can know throughout, even if they're in another state, they can come like me. I'm in Pittsburg, but in PA, but hey, this is a nice event, so I wanted to come out here and show some love, you know. And then you got to think, Mark, he's all the way in Georgia. He heard about it. He wanted to come up here because, you know.
As long as it's not in Finnish.
As
long as your events are not written in Finnish.
I know, right? Yeah. And then I also wanted to talk about another event that's besides the owners convention that's coming up in July 16th. There's also an event in North Carolina in Maggie Valley that I actually host and Corey we host together. And it's a nice little small event. It's within a car event, but it will fit in for us because it's more Euro cars anyway. It's not nothing any crazy like Hondas or anything. So it's more like old Beetles, air-cooled engines, that stuff, you know, stuff that we're used to around here, you know. We would like to see a couple more SAABs out here. The first year that we did it, it was only like 10 of us. Last year came out, what, it was like 20 something?
Yeah, about double.
Yeah, and make it so bad, we would love to have another couple more SAABs out there so we can keep growing because Mark here actually stirred up the crowd one year because he won Best Vintage over a Ferrari.
And apparently the Facebook backlash.
Hey,
I didn't see any.
I should have seen that. I will find the Facebook thing and I'll post it so you guys can see it. There was a Ferrari and it was worth $1 million. He was like, my Ferrari's worth $1 million. I don't see how this little SAAB is on the work like to meet me. And then the lady got on there and said, it's not about how much your car is worth. It's about who likes your car and the people that are viewing the cars. And our car was lovely. I mean, it was the best thing out there, truly, you know? So that right there lets you know that we do have a very unique car here, you know, especially going up against $1 million car, you know, and it totally kicked ass. Excuse my language.
So which car is that?
It was a Ferrari GT.
What SAAB do you?
Oh, it's
You don't care about the Ferrari.
Hey, I'll let Mark tell you everything. But if you guys, for the Maggie Valley event, it's in August. It's August 16th. It's very low, it's very chill, low-key area. And what I mean by it is, it's one road that runs through the whole town. There's no stop signs, no stop lights, nothing like that. It's a quaint town. Everybody loves everybody. As soon as you pull up, it doesn't matter if you have a SAAB or whatever, somebody's gonna pull up to you and start talking about your car. So it's a very lovely place. It's very cheap down there. And I would tell you this, the food, because it's southern and I'm from the South, it's probably like one of the best places to come and get food around here. Yeah, so.
When is it?
It's August 16th through the 18th, I think it is. And I will have a group going on, and Matt was there.
Yeah, I was actually waiting for you to stop so I could jump in and say it was one of my favorite events I went to last year.
What state is it in again? It's in North Carolina. It's right. It's on the Tail of the Dragon, so we'll do it. I got this hat here. Yeah, we'll do a drive. We did a drive together. We all cruise out to the Tail of the Dragon, and then we'll go to the visiting center. And then you can make your choice if you want to go up or if you just want to go back. I should have made a flyer. brought everybody in. And but
So it's called Eurofest.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
called
they have a series of
Eurofest. I'm so sorry.
So no worries, if you put in, just look for Eurofest Maggie Valley.
Yeah, Eurofest Maggie Valley, and you'll find all the information there. And we're going to try to do. I'm going to have a group going, so I'm going to start we're going to try to get an Airbnb so that everybody will have a local meet spot. That you can go get your hotels wherever you want to go, but we're going to do a big Airbnb so that we can cook out after everything. You know, we can all hang out together, talk shop, wash your cars, whatever you need to do, fix them. Even like, just for an example, last year we had somebody that needed brakes, and we were out there fixing their brakes at the show. So just if you can just make it out, just try to make it out. If not, anytime we'll love to see you, but we definitely would love to see you guys at the New Jersey one for the Honor Studios. All right, we got a lot of work going into it. We got a lot more people here, so I think that this one's going to probably be the best one that we've had in years. So, and I'm gonna end it with that and turn it over to Mark. Oh yeah.
Y'all are putting out a lot of good information there. I'm gonna move down here. I mean, not to the side, but to move here.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna make up some flyers or something? You know, I say the mind as a trouble thing ways.
Yeah.
You have senior moments and you know.
No, that's all right. I understand. If anything, I get it out to Alan back there, and Alan can try to get it out to the people, to the right people that everybody can get the information. Okay. All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Got another question for you guys. How many of you people know of someone who drives a SAAB for transportation, who drives a SAAB because they love it? Yeah. We all love our SAABs, right? How many of us have seen one alongside the road look like somebody ran over with a truck?
Okay, that's how you see most of them.
What was that?
That's how you see most of them.
Yeah.
I didn't bring that card.
Bring it up. We won't talk about that. Okay, Mark Welker, I'll get you to.
Thank you. I'm going to sit because you said it's a new moment there. I'm going to chill out. So thank you, JT, for the introduction. So my name is Mark Welker. I'm the Vice President of the SAAB Club of North America. And JT here is on the Board of Directors as well. And I'll try to keep it brief, but I wanted to, in light of Andrew's thing, a quick background. I fell in love with SAABs in 1983, so a little older. My brother bought a white 900 three-door, the burgundy interior, and we drove it. He drove it from Los Angeles to Phoenix and back and went to a family. And there were 4 of us in the car, him and his wife, and my brother and myself, for 18 years. And there was so much room in that car, with all our luggage in the bag, and it felt like you were driving around your living room. It was just amazing. I didn't buy my first SAAB until 2008, mainly for financial reasons. I wasn't able to buy one. I bought a 9993 SE. Previous owner had put some bigger tires on it, aftermarket exhaust and so on. Had a lot of fun in that car until my ex ran it into something. It disappeared. However, I saved the exhaust. It now resides on the vehicle. So it sounds great. So I was like, I got to keep that. So I kind of go back a ways with SAAB, but obviously in 2008, before I actually had one of my own. And I always loved that 900 that I got to ride in. I always kind of wanted one, but you know how things go in life. So when I finally purchased one, I started to find people online like me, right? Including the SAAB Club of Atlanta. So I joined up with them. Many of you may know Shelley Baxter, the name. She and her family had a SAAB shop in Atlanta for 45 years. SAAB only. So I met her at the Save SAAB rally in 2012. We had a rally at her shop. And she had started up the SAAB Club of Atlanta at that point. So that's how I kind of got into the community at large. And I was president of that club for quite a while, and we, like y'all were talking about, try to do local drives. Carson, we have Caffeine and Octane, it's called, Reese called it. You know, when we go to that once a month, and then try to do drives up into the North Georgia mountains, which is always fun. There's some great roads up there. And then I attended my first SAAB Owners Convention in 2015. It was in Kentucky, Lexington, Kentucky. So I drove all night Saturday after work, Friday, I got there on Saturday morning. That was the first time I'd seen that many SAABs gathered in one place. It was kind of overwhelming. But it was a lot of fun. I specifically went there to just attend and see the cars. And I got a bit of the vibe of the community while I was there. It was really just amazing. Just walk up and talk to people. People would walk up and talk to you. It was great. It wasn't like there was no struggle at all, you know, to kind of just get to talk to people and meet people. Meanwhile, Shelley was in a meeting with the board of directors and threw the SAAB Club of Atlanta under the bus to host SOC in 2016. So that's what I got out of that trip to Lexington. Our local club was going to be the host club for the next SOC. So she and I and some others were volunteering, but also finding venues and things like that for the national club to put on the convention there. It was a great show, a lot of fun, and somehow I got dragged onto the board of directors as well. I don't know quite how that happened. And I've been on the board ever since, mainly serving as a convention coordinator for most of the conventions from 2017 on, and then I became vice president in 23. So we're doing a lot of advanced planning for future SAAB owners conventions and strategic planning for the club. One of our big goals is to grow the membership of the club nationally. Shelley is our president, as a matter of fact, and she set a goal of trying to double our membership from where we are. We're at about 1,100 members at the moment. And one of the ways to do that is to work with local clubs to get the word out that the SAAB Club of North America does exist and has existed for quite a long time as essentially kind of the hub of SAAB activity in America. Proclaiming that we're any great thing or better than anybody else, but we're trying to have a central spot where local clubs and SAAB enthusiasts can go. Obviously on the internet or to people at events, and learn more about SAAB, learn more about local clubs, learn more about what goes on nationally. JT mentioned, putting together a calendar of events for local clubs, a place for local clubs to, go to the website and basically say, hey, I have an event coming up in August or July or whatever it is, such as the Eurofest. And a way to connect to the rest of the community across the country. Just because somebody's in Arizona, or well, it might be far away, but you know what I'm saying? Just because somebody's in another state doesn't mean they won't attend one of your local events. I've attended this one every year, except last year I couldn't get here because my association with Alan, I've been good friends for a long time, and he's such an enthusiast, as you all know. And when he said he was putting together an event here, I was, when can I get off of work and how can I get it? And it's people like that around the country, and there are a lot of local clubs that draw in people from other states and people that don't know anything about SAAB clubs or the national club. Helps draw those people in to learn more about the community. And as the cars disappear, unfortunately, or get older, we need that more than ever. That cohesiveness and that togetherness, because that's how we keep these things on the road, as Andrew pointed out in his presentation, how many people helped you and found parts along the way. And so, one thing I wanted to do too, to remember to do, you mentioned that this is your first event, am I correct? Here, yeah, okay. So who's here in the audience? If you can stand up for just a moment. Who's here at their first SAAB event? Anyone? that's terrific on a local level for Alan and the club that y'all are able to come to this event. It's also terrific for the national club as a whole, for the community, because there's more people that have heard about SAAB in general, clubs in general, and this is how we continue to connect and learn more about the community, find things around the country, to keep the cars on the road, but also the main point is the people. It's all about, to me and everybody on the board of directors, it's about the community. We're all volunteers. We don't get paid to do what we do. And we work very hard, hopefully pull off a good convention for everybody every year. But we're also trying to work hard on a local level to continue to bring the community together and connect people to people. Because that's how we're going to continue to keep the cars on the road over the years. Speaking of membership, just in general for the SAAB Club of North America, we're working on some additional programs. One of which JT alluded to, which is a packet of information for local clubs, so that you can, if you're going to have an event, both JT and Corey Strennan have run a number of local events, and they're taking that expertise, if you will, and putting it together into a package that they can provide to local clubs who want to host an event. And then to further that, we're also looking at kind of a co-op program, if you will, where we can provide, the SAAB Club of North America can provide you with t-shirts, hats, things like that you can put your own local club or shop. By the way, I don't want to forget all the independent shops that are out there that kept the community on the road through the years, such as the shop that I mentioned, Shelley's shop, but also they're all over the place. We also have international imports locally here in Virginia. Tone does a terrific job. And if you want parts, Tone's got parts, man. If you've ever been there and seen the yard, it's
That's one.
Huh?
That's one.
Yeah, that's one. I know he's got 3, right? Okay, yeah. So it's people like that as well that we want to hopefully be able to kind of try to connect everybody. So if you're looking for something, and you've never heard of international imports, there's cars here, by the way. If there's we're trying to find ways to let people know that information is there, and these people are out there. There's a number of people like Tone that have yards full of cars just sitting there if you need parts. Some of them are on Facebook, some of them are on the internet. It's so trying to collate a lot of that just to help people find parts, let alone service and so forth. And actually, Tone did partake in an experiment of our co-op program. So using the SAAB Club North America t-shirts, we were able to put his logo on the back, and he sold those through the shop, which went pretty well from what I understand. I'm wearing the 3rd annual, okay, that Alan did a couple years ago, in just a small batch of branded, co-branded t-shirts. So we're looking to expand that program, so that's something we're working on. And we're also working on some seasonal packages of things that we can offer to the community for sale, of course, just to offset the cost, but trying to find some specially curated SAAB items, memorabilia, other things like that would become available to everybody. And then I just wanted to touch on real quick, Carlisle, a major event every year in May, for those of you that are maybe first times. That's been about 25 years, you said? 26 years, right?
Been on since 1999.
99, okay. And that's hosted by the Central Penn SAAB Club. Somebody is here from Central Penn, am I correct? No, just okay, JT. And you. Central Penn has been one of the largest clubs in the country since their inception. It's kind of it's a real fun, kind of laid back, more casual event, hosted usually in that time frame in May, around the 15th or so.
Weekend after Mother's Day. It's the weekend after Mother's Day.
Yeah, hopefully. Actually, a couple of years it was on Mother's Day.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, which is a tough one. You're in trouble. Yeah, you get in trouble for knowing that. But so there's an event called the Carlisle. That's the Import Nationals, hosted at the Carlisle Fairgrounds. But within that, Central Penn hosts SAABs at Carlisle, gathering of SAABs. And there's a trophy given out, or a prize given out every year for the top club, how many cars. And I think SAAB Central Penn has won it 18 years in a row.
Yeah.
With well over 200 cars pretty much every time. Volvo tries to catch up to us, but and the rest of them, there are not enough cars on. So it's really a huge event, SAAB related event. And you can still sign up for it, as Dave said. So hopefully you can make that if it's quite an experience. Really a cool event.
Biggest SAAB event on the East Coast.
That's right, and solid every year. So it's really a great gathering, and you get to meet. If you've never been, you get to meet all kinds of SAAB folks from all around the area, but also from different parts of the country. So it's a great event to attend. The other big event of the year is hosted by the SAAB Club of North America, and that's the SAAB Owners Convention. This year's the 42nd annual. It's going to be in Parsippany, New Jersey, at the Sheraton there. And as JT alluded to, so we're 111 days out from the convention, and our registration is well above every other year except 2022, which was a kind of an outlier because it was held at the SAAB Heritage Museum in South Dakota, and it was SAAB's 75th anniversary in 2022. Everybody and their grandmother came to that. But our registration has been building up fast. The hotel was nearly sold out. They had 375 rooms, and we sold out over 80% of the hotel. So it's going to be a huge event.
What are the dates?
The dates on that are July 17th through whatever that Sunday is, the 21st? No, 18th through the 20th. 17th through 20th. July 16th, we're having a track day event at Pocono Raceway. So we've got to rent the track on that. We've got a bit of a road course that incorporates part of the Pocono Raceway itself. So that should be a lot of fun. And you can find all this information at saabclub.com. Pretty easy. And they have also some, if you'd like to sign up to be a member of the SAAB Club of North America, it's $42 for a year, $79 for 2 years. We did a little break on that. And I have some cards here, QR code, all you got to do is scan that. It takes you right to the website, which also has all the convention information, track day information, hotel information, all on there for you to look through. I wanted to mention that we're still have an early bird special going, which is $499. Now the hotel room is separate, just so you know. That's on the attendee to sign up for themselves on that. But for the convention itself, we have a $499 special, which is nearly $100 off the regular price. It gets you into the event for all 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And gets you two lunches and 3 dinners, including the big awards dinner on Saturday night, which is always a bunch of fun for everybody. So if you're considering attending that, you might want to jump on that before the early bird goes away. And then Andrew had mentioned somewhat about parts, a couple of other people did. There is a website called findingsaabparts.com that has a lot of links on it to people around the community, around the country who have parts. Including people like Tone, either if they run a shop or it's just there's a number of people that just have a bunch of old SAABs and they part them out. Again, some of these people are on Facebook, but some aren't. Some you probably would never have heard of or do of, but we've been able to put together some of that into that findingsaabparts.com website. So just thought I'd throw that out there since it had been mentioned previously.
I didn't know about that site.
Yeah. So one of our former treasurer, Jim Hickstein, who is in Minnesota, some of you may know him, he put that together on his own. Jim does a lot of things on his own.
What's the website?
Really, sorry?
What's the website?
FindingSaabParts.com.
Finding SAAB Parts.
Yeah. And then it's got just a bunch of links of new parts, used parts. You may have heard of eSaabParts.com. They're a distributor for Saab Parts North America, which is actually called Hedin. It's a Swedish company. It's a long story, but the parts company never went away. So when Saab went bankrupt, Saab Parts North America was not part of the bankruptcy. So it continued on, and they were bought by a Swedish company called Oreo, and then Oreo was bought by a company called Hedin. So it's still the same entity. It's just that somebody bought them out. You know, it's how it goes in business. So Saab Parts North America, if you will, still exists. So there's new parts available. And they've been working hard, going back to some of the original manufacturers, to have them start making parts again especially for the older cars like the 900s and 9000s, things like that. So Jim Hickstein, as I said, just kind of took the ball and ran with it and listed out a ton of people finding a Saab parts site to help people find parts. I'm looking for used parts is fine with me. Here's a whole list of used parts suppliers with links.
It's incredibly scavenged information from Facebook and
Yeah.
forums and amongst people. He's just a wizard when it comes to compiling all eras, all specs, all little DIY things that are related to Saab. It's a great resource.
Exactly. So it was very helpful of him to do that. So at least it can give you a starting point if you're not already involved with somebody that may have parts. Also on the Saab Club website, North America, we host the Saab WIS online, the workshop information system. You can go to it separately, saabwisonline.com, or you can go to our website. There's a link there for you. And that's the technical specifications for most of the later model cars. But it'll help you if you're a DIY person and need some help. Obviously, Andrew has posted some things. Jacob Pretzman's posted a number of things on YouTube. YouTube's a good source too for looking for help if you're fixing your car. The Saab WIS is actually Saab's workshop information system that tells you step by step how to fix this, fix that, pull this out, fix the transmission, fix it, whatever it is. So that's a helpful thing for DIY people here, one of which is not me. So I haven't really looked at it deeply, but it's got a lot of it's great information. So those are kind of the notes I had, things I wanted to let people know about. But once again, I want to thank Alan for putting this together, Don as well for putting everything together and keeping us apprised on Facebook of the situation, the developments and the registration and everything. This club, Maryland SAAB group, there's Central Penn, there's some really just terrific local clubs, great SAAB enthusiasts and people, and that's the energy and the drive that keeps the SAAB Club of North America going, and it's something that inspires the board of directors to continue to try to grow the community. As I said, we're all volunteers on the board. We don't get paid for anything, and it's our job. We feel it's our, what do I want to say? I can't think of the word, but it's our endeavor to grow this club and really make it a national presence out there for everybody that loves SAABs. And there's so many people still out there that we don't know about. You can talk to Alan about this, but the stories he's told me about just driving around, and here's some guy with 5 SAABs in his driveway that had no clue that there was a local club, no clue that there was a national club, knew that there was a convention. You know, just loves SAABs and, you know, has 5 of them in his driveway or whatever. It's, you meet these people every day. You know, or Andrew, you know, you're talking about just randomly going somewhere and there's a guy parked on the side of the road, the same exact car. You know, it's just amazing how many people are SAAB owners are still out there. I think there's 400,000 SAABs still on the road in the United States, registered. Unregistered, who knows? You know, there's probably, you know, well, Tone's got a bunch of them, you know, I have a couple, but mine are registered. You know, there's so many people out there, and I don't know if you've seen this when you've gone to shows, but we saw it at the Eurofest, for example. People come up and they see the car, and they'll come up to me on the street. Well, yeah, I had one of these, you know, I grew up, you know, driving around, and that was my first car in high school. My dad and I worked on one, or people will go, I had one before and I sold it, now I wish I didn't, and you know, it's just, it's really, and recently it's really been growing, it seems like. You know, you've seen a lot of, what is it a Nissan commercial or something? There's a SAAB right at the beginning of 9,000, the Nissan commercial, I'm not quite sure how they put those two together. But they popped, of course, there's Drive My SAAB, the famous movie. But, you know, Bring a Trailer, there's been a number of SAABs on Bring a Trailer that brought a lot of money. It's kind of like the word is getting out for some reason that these are really cool cars and really great. They were talking to somebody yesterday who said that they have a connection with a number of people fairly wealthy, can drive anything they want, buy anything they want. And one guy he was talking to said, you know, I got a brand new Mercedes, you know, in my parking, in my driveway or whatever. And he goes, I drive my 9.5 all the time. Just absolutely loves his 9.5s. Best driving car he owns, etc. Yet he's got, you know, he can buy any car he wants. You know, and he's got one in his driveway and he prefers to drive a SAAB. So, you know, it's just kind of amazing. These cars are really special. They're way different. You know, you get lots of funny looks right on the road, or you get at a show or anywhere, the parking lot, Wawa, you know, whatever. People are like, what is that? I drove my 9000 Aero up here from Atlanta. Best road car SAAB ever built, in my opinion. That's just me. But it's just turn the key, drive it up the road. It's smooth, it's comfortable, it's fast, etc., etc. The cars are just so unique, but so well made, and